Table. Well, now a team in West Belfast has defied all tradition and built 2 homes in just under a week. Tomorrow, Habitat for Humanity will officially hand over the keys to 2 families. And Kate's been watching this incredible story unfold.
Monday morning and building begins. Already 18 American volunteers have been to Iris Close and dug the foundations. The target now is to build 2 houses in a week.
We've adopted a timber frame construction, which essentially is a kit. The house comes in a kit form and can therefore be constructed very quickly, the essential structure of the house. And after that, it's just a matter of bringing up the external brickwork. And obviously, you then have an enclosed environment, a weather-tight environment, and we can very quickly finish it out with the help of numerous volunteers on top of the professionals who've come on board with us.
And volunteers are the key to this. Habitat Housing for Humanity is a Christian cross-community organisation. They're already well established in America. In fact, they're the 3rd biggest house builders in the States. This is their first project in Western Europe.
Our aim is to provide low-cost housing for people in need with no profit involved, so that they can have adequate standard of housing.
How can you physically do it? I mean, where do you get the site? Where do you get the money?
Well, we look around until we find a site which cannot be developed maybe by normal means, and we are provided the money through local charities, through churches, people giving us donations and doing fundraising activities.
Do you literally give the house then to the people?
What we do is we provide the house and they then pay a rent, which is simply to cover the cost. There is no profit, and the money is then ploughed back into the next house.
In this case, one of the houses is going to a family who've lived in the area for 30 years, but whose home nearby is soon to be demolished. As part of the deal, they're putting in their 500 hours of sweat equity.
I couldn't do any of that, but I have been there making teas for them out in the Regis house there, and just keeping them fed. So I have. And as I say, my family has been doing work on the site and have been doing watchman at night, through the night, you know, from all the stuff come.
So they stay up all night guarding?
They stay up all night, yes. From last Thursday till this weekend.
Wednesday morning and everything's still on course. From dawn till dusk each day, about 70 people, half of them volunteers, are working flat out to reach their target. And by today, it's almost realised. In building terms, the team have achieved the impossible. Much of it is down to goodwill and careful planning.
We obviously had a sequence of build so that we weren't going back overwork, but the people who were involved in the building were absolutely marvellous. They were full of enthusiasm for the job, and they gave it their all.
Though the agreement was that the house would be finished tomorrow, the owner's superstitious nature forbids her to flit on Saturday. So this afternoon, she started to move in.
It's been a great week all together. The work this fellas has put in doing the girls, and the volunteers that has come from all over the place. It's just wonderful to see. So it is, and I can't thank them enough, because I'm getting an absolutely fabulous house.
As for Habitat, this week's violence so close to their building has served to remind them of their wider aim.
That sort of brings us back to earth in terms of what the things that we're facing as a community in Belfast, and this is a small contribution towards hopefully making a difference here, and us all realising that we need to learn to live together and move on.
Habitat for Humanity are doing a splendid job. They number among their supporters in America, by the way, former President Jimmy Carter.